Alright, hello again. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. Last time we found Toto-rak and um, he gave us the special water and the ingredients that Buscaron needs. And now we'll go back to Buscaron and he'll tell us what's what and help us out in our search for the Sylph Elder. If I seem like I just have ADHD or something and like I can't stay on point or on focus with the story, and so far as reading it or commentating on it, and I just talk about random shit or like prior experiences to the game, and that really bugs you, this might not be the Let's Play for you. Sometimes, I gotta be honest, sometimes the story is just not engaging, and it's not really like what's going on narratively, it's just the execution of what they're having you do to get to the next point in the narrative, right? There's a lot of people who complain that video games in general that are story-based is essentially going to a lot of trouble to turn the page, you know, like kill 500, you know, dino dog raptors or whatever so that you can see the next story event. But, I mean, for the most part, Final Fantasy XIV, it's a steady, sexy ride. And, but just like little things like, you know, this sort of chain, they were originally, you know, sort of EXP buffers. Like, they were trying to award the player with more EXP and sort of show them that the characters, even the side characters, are interconnected around the world. And, I mean, that's kind of neat, right? But, it's also kind of just, you know, I'd rather get to the point. But, I got an iron mask. Makes me look really serious. Again, other than the defense, though, it's not really an upgrade, so we'll probably go for the money. So he knows where the Sylphs disappeared at. He's gonna have us investigate it instead of just tell us. Maybe, I guess he just doesn't have all the details. Oh, you annoying thing. Hostile presence. Third cohort Decurion. What are you, Roman? Hey, buddy, that was my idea. He tried to beat me to the stun. Man, jump is cool. Dragoon wasn't really that good when 2.0 launched, and I was completely blind. I didn't see how good the other like DPS classes were compared to it at all. Like, I didn't think there were any problems with jump. I thought it was cool as shit. I thought it hit hard, and I always did well. And the thing was, I was doing so well back then that a lot of people would ask me, you know, why don't you play Bard? You know, you're so good at DPS. Why are you playing the worst DPS? And I had no meta knowledge. I didn't read the forums back then. I didn't get into little squabbles over what's meta or what's, you know, ideal or what's, you know, best for prog or best for speed kills or best for this or best for that. I just played the job that I liked. I thought it was good, and I did my utmost to excel on it, and I did. And so when people ask me, why do you play the suckiest DPS, I was completely ignorant to that viewpoint and possibly that fact. And so I said, my response was, worst DPS? Dragoon is the strongest single target DPS in the game right now. And they didn't know what to say to that, because I had outdamaged their bard or whatever, and no one had ever done that before, and you know, these weren't like some world first like high-end raiders or anything. I mean, we were raiding together, but you know, it kind of just blew their minds. And I mean, I guess the reality of the situation was I was just a better player than the DPS they had in their group normally, and that was it, right? Because like, I've read the forums enough now, and in the years between 2013 and now, to know that, yeah, like, Bard and Monk and Summoner, especially Summoner, just stomped all over Dragoon. But it wasn't by like a, you know, miles and leagues and things, and I mean, Dragoon was one of 2 DPS jobs that could do the single target limit break, so it always had that going for it. And the piercing debuff that used to be on Disembowel helped bards out. None of us is safe, huh? Laurentius, huh? Damn, Buskron's cold. He's like, hey dude, this guy's flirting with the Imperials to make some money. I'm pretty sure he's up to go no good, but I'll need you to go make sure. Hey motherfucker. Busy with your duty, huh? He's not wearing a mask. So that's strange. He's also not threatening to kill me like most Wood Wailers would, so that's also strange. Of course, maybe I look beefier now. What does that say on Eorzean? I have no idea. Thanks for expositing the fact that you're in league with the Empire. So anyway, look at that, the quest. Like, speak with Laurentius, ... again. How many times am I gonna have to chase this guy before we get him? Old bard by a fire. Must be the bard mentor. It is the bard mentor. Bard actually has a really cool quest line. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, they did really good on the bard quest lines. Man, you denying everything. What are you, a politician? No, Fate. I don't want to do you. I'm doing my storyline quest. Nouveau riche, huh? Newly rich. I sold maps and rations to the Empire. It was I. I meant no harm. I only wanted the coin. The Wailers are good, strong. I was proud to join their ranks. Am proud, but they do not provide. They preach justice, honor, duty, but in the end, it is those with money who do as they will, who live as they will. I brought the Hure bastard. No, he quoted my race. Red belly gutter. Oh, desk whites. You know, Laurentius, I'm gonna tunnel vision you. Yeah, just a little bit. So I'll help these red belly guys out. I don't want them to get killed or anything. Fundiator's not a healer, is it? Oh, but Laurentius is. He started taking 1 damage. That's some bull, I tell you. Bull. I remember when Gladiator could cast Tier 1. That allowed it to solo the Chimera and cut his cry. Did we straight up murder the bastard, or did we only knock him down? Yeah, I'm not buying it, pal. Yeah, sure you will. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Right. We should have killed your ass and let you sleep in the dirt. Ooh, a text from my girlfriend. Playing Risk. Start working on the porch. break with water slide, cheeseburgers, and we got brownies for dessert. Wow. Oh, so he did give himself up. Mother was killed by a brigand when he was only small. So he's got a tragic backstory, huh? Yep, still gotta find that Sylph Elder. Into the beast's maw, huh? FFXIV, huh? Oh, Sylph's got like a leaf on their face. Looks like I got the important job. Wonder how long it'll take to queue for Toto-rak. This is actually my least favorite dungeon of A Realm Reborn. And it's basically because, well, for some jobs, it's where you start feeling strong. And for other jobs, it just feels crappy. And Marauder is one of the jobs that feels crappy in there. Lancer is one of the jobs that feels good in there. But it's also long and winding. As far as its design goes, I could actually applaud its design because it has a lot of stuff that's off the beaten path. Like there's a bunch of side rooms with side treasures and side monsters. There's some lore in there. It looks cool on the inside, but I don't know, just something about it. I don't like it at all. Maybe it's the fact that the bosses kind of suck. Like just from I mean, they're not cool. They're not inspiring. They're more annoying than anything. The gear inside is barely better than what you can get in Halatali. Halatali was a way more interesting dungeon, in my opinion. But maybe I'm just a silly Billy. Let's go see what this fate's all about. Breaching the hive, 66% complete. Oh, hey. Hey, weren't you guys just helping me? Jerks. Ah, could you not? Oh, come on now. Oh, jeez. Ow, I'm gonna die. Okay, never mind. Ugh. Okay, you can stop shooting me now. Why are there so many of them? Holy crap. Well, something more constructive we can do while we're waiting for this queue is we can look at our hunting logs. Let's see, rank 2, we just gotta kill some boar poachers and the East Shroud. More importantly, let's focus on the Order of the Twin Adder to get some more seals so we can get rank ups. So we've got, what's this, Thanalin. Oh, we gotta go back into Halatali. How about that? I'll take care of that between episodes, I guess. These are all monsters you find in Halatali, so if you go through it once, you should be able to kill all of them. See, Sylvan Scream, Bramble Patch. Okay. And I suppose I run the risk of having to cut this episode in half if I don't queue into Toto-rak within like the next for the next 10 minutes. So if I don't queue into Toto-rak within 10 minutes, I'll probably just unqueue and focus on side stuff for the rest of the episode, just sort of talk about the game and random BS, I guess. Where's one of the poachers I needed? Where's the rest of you? That's a pretty bird that person's on. It's a Sephiroth bird. I have 2 of those. Of course, you can only have 1 per character, but I have 2 of them. And both of them I killed Sephiroth 99 times for. Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's only gonna be one boar poacher. They're so much lower level than me, they don't even give XP. Oh hey! Alright. Got into Toto-rak. Let the main story grind continue! Maybe I'll change my mind about it, running it in a Let's Play. Highlander woman, Makote woman. 2 Makote women, okay. And our tank is Blue Beanie. And I need to turn on Iron Will. since we're in a dungeon, we might as well use some food. Juice up our EXP gains. It's so weird calling Shield Oath Iron Will. That skill was Shield Oath for over 7 years. I don't get why they changed the name. Why is the Black Mage doing nothing? Very well, Tom and Terge, whatever. Oh, this is gonna be fantastic. She's got blue robot boots. Oh boy. There's Catterberry, one of the dreaded fabled ice mages. I think they probably are. See, the Thaumaturge rotation is you cast your fire spells, they do a lot of damage. Then you transpose or switch your stance into ice by casting ice magic, like Blizzard 3, or just cast Blizzard enough times and you'll get your ice stance. And then your MP will refill while you're in the ice. And so a lot of new players, they think that, oh wait, they're casting fire, okay. But yeah, a lot of new players will think that, oh, why would I ever bother to cast fire and run out of magic? Because in older MMOs, there was never a, or as far as I know, there was never a mage class that would just had infinite MP. So basically, Black Mage, it's a magic class. It never runs out of MP. It's never run out of MP. Like, the only way to run out of MP on Black Mage is to die, or to cast all your fire magic and then let your astral fire fall off before you transpose or switch stances. Right? So, like, you're supposed to, you know, play this little dance with your fire and your ice, do a lot of damage while you're in fire, and, you know, still do damage while you're in ice, but a little bit less. Fill your MP back up, go to fire. Real simple. Some new players, they're stuck in old ways, or they're confused, or they just really like ice. They think that it's like a specialization, like, oh, I'm only interested in casting ice magics, and I want to specialize in it at a high level. It's like, that's not how 14 works. Like, there's no specialization trees. Which is honestly a good thing, because then we don't have to worry about forums telling us, well, don't do this specification, you know, for this job because it's worthless, and yeah. And then we also don't have to worry about specializations that people like actually indeed being, you know, way less effective than everything else due to poor balancing by the dev team. You know, you have a little bit to worry about in that regard with the different jobs having different damage weights, because some do less than others, some do more than others, and forget what I was saying. Ethereal Iron Scale Mail, that might be an upgrade. It's got a lot more defense. I can't need on it though. I can greed on it, I guess. I got a high greed, but I guess they considered it tank armor. Oh, now let me have it. Okay, let's see. It's the same, but it's got higher defense. It'll probably clash with my outfit. Something I remembered the other day by getting into a little argument on the forums is that dexterity used to contribute to a stat called parry, which every class used to have, and it's like every fifth point of dexterity gave you 1 point of parry. Just that's like an added bonus to whatever else dexterity does for you. Which for a physical melee like, or well, physical melee, a strength-based melee like Lancer or Dragoon, nothing damage-wise. But you know, having a little more parry gave you a chance to, you know, parry. And I got rid of the parry stat in Stormblood. Let's see. 3 determination, 3 skill speed versus 5 critical hit. Well, can I make it look good at least? Nah, I can't. I'm gonna keep the Doctori's harness. It's got more substat anyway. Critical hit's really good, but something about crit scaling at this level, it's not really that good. Plus the Doctori harness, you know, it kind of goes with all the leather I've got on, and I just like it better. Man, the monsters in here are giving a butt ton of EXP. It's because we got rested bonus. But also dungeon monsters in general, they give a lot of EXP. Dungeons are one of the best ways to level up, and they really like ice too. Oh, I just noticed the 2 cat girls have the same surname. They're probably a couple. Although it's also possible that one of them is being dual boxed, and it's like the lesser of the 2 characters. That might be why the Black Mage is playing so strangely. But I would think that it would be really, really hard to dual box in 14. I don't think I could ever dual box. I mean, for one thing, I play with controller, and for another thing, I tried dual boxing in an older MMO like Final Fantasy XI, and it was like somewhat doable, but after like doing it for an hour or so, it was rough. Like, it was while my brother was visiting in like 2008 or 2007 or something, and we were doing dynamic, and he felt like going and taking a shower or whatever. And he was going to be completely fine with just AFKing. And I was the type of person that was just like, AFKing in the middle of a run? What are you, crazy? So I was just like, I'm just going to dual box you while you're in the shower or whatever. And he was Ranger main and I was Warrior main. So basically, it was fairly easy. I moved my Warrior up to attack, and then, you know, set him on the same target as the main tank with the assist, and then I'd hop on his laptop. It was like a little red Toshiba laptop. And I'd have him run up and then range attack. And range attack delay was so long. I think he had Celine. No, he had the Enkidu bow, right? The one that you got from Eastern Shadow, I think, at the time. So it was really good back then, even at max level, and which was 75 at the time. There might have been a better bow, I don't know, it's been so long. But I set him up to attack with the range attack. By the time the range attack went off, generally I was getting the weapon skill on my character, so I'd make my character do the weapon skill, I'd go back to his character, you know, set another range attack going. And I did well enough that no one ever noticed that he was AFK. And, because I mean, technically his character wasn't, but, let's get rid of this boss. We can, anyway. That is slow. Aesthetics tights, so we got some mage gear. I just pass it. I mean, I guess there might not be a couple, but I'm pretty sure there are a couple. One of them's on PS4 and one of them's not. So yeah, dual boxing in 14, I don't think I could ever do it. I couldn't do it remotely well. Like, maybe with Scholar as the second character, and putting them on auto follow, with the fairy doing a lot of healing, and never main healing a dungeon. I wouldn't try to dual box in a dungeon, no way. Dual boxing in the overworld, that wouldn't be that bad. And like dual boxing, I don't know, like maybe like a guild host I could do or something. You see, this part of the dungeon is like the visual that's out there, you know, like the roots, the purple lighting and stuff. You really have to turn your camera to see it. And otherwise you're just faced with this like puke-colored ground that it looks like it would poison you, but all it does, it's sticky, it's like tar. So first you gotta get those Magitech photocells to open up the way. Then you gotta trudge through tar and bust through giant spider web. Not my idea of the time. All sorts of eggs everywhere. I think everybody in this party is just pretty much doing whatever they think looks cool. And I guess that's okay. I mean, it's only a game, right? Are we all Sprouts? Huh. Well, they got the cactuar in. Oh no, Category has the returner icon. What's funny is these web walls, because they have a target and a health bar and stuff, they count as an enemy. And I remember one time for one of my like kill 1,000 enemy achievements or whatever, I got it off of breaking one of the web walls. I was like, yes, I'm a mighty bloodthirsty slayer. I knocked down a cobweb. Clearly, the Warrior of Light is a Janus. And the bacteria that was growing on the cobweb made him sad when he killed it. I'm kidding, of course, but... And in we go! Cutscene time. I think this is a decent... I can't remember how long this cutscene is, actually.
Darkness.
Elko hitra bublohans. Seastapon Rajadorn. Thagon Welrog. Top. Mayhap I might if I deign to speak in my guest crude tongue. We meet at last. I am Lahabrea of the Asians, servant to the one true God. Yours is a most fantastical tale, truly absorbing. It is a tale to tell Eorzea's children before bedtime, and it will soon be dark, bringer of light.
The dark minions.
All that stands between this world and darkness is an irksome anomaly in the ether. The Echo.
Irksome anomaly, huh? That doesn't really track with the current storyline in Shadowbringers.
Yes. Yours is a most fascinating tale. Alas, like all good tales, it must needs come to an end. But fear not.
They're gonna kill the boss before I get done with this cutscene.
Here, feel the presence of evil.
For the end of your tale is but the beginning of another. The tale of the crystal's demise.
Oh my. Well, there's the boss that they probably already have like 3/4 of the way dead. Or they could just be dying. Normally you would break the tail so that it would stop doing the thing that it is doing that covered the floor and... Okay, well, whatever. Some boss fight, huh? Like the little Highlander lady dance there. I guess I'll calm the tank. It doesn't really matter who I calm. That's a white mage staff, so... Anywho. That's Toto-rak. But yeah, they hadn't exactly learned their lesson yet about putting lengthy cutscenes for boss entries like that with actual dialogue and shit. So there's going to be more of those. Fortunately, they're not all quite as much of a slog as far as the dungeon goes. The dungeon itself goes. Alright, she looks like a grandma. Oh, couldn't resist the headache this time. Garleans. Why are they looking for the icon? Oh, hey, it's Nero. No sign of our wizened friend? How can you really alert the Credanians to your presence if, you know, your castrum is literally on their doorstep? Also, I missed it, but at the start of the Toto-rak, there's like a note you can read that says, it gives you some details about the Magitech shields that you took down when you went through it. Though it mean bringing down the very heavens, who shall call, or who shall challenge the limits of possibility if not we? That alone you were right, Garland. But your star is long fallen, while mine doth begin to rise. Always time for maniacal laughter. Oh, you know, just visions I have regularly. You. I guess another reason I don't like Toto-rak is I kind of have a bad association with it. When I leveled Gladiator for the second time, when I got to this level range, I queued into Toto-rak, and I needed to get it done for that character's story as well. And I got into a group of people who were trying to do the leveling roulette with one another. See, back then, you couldn't queue for leveling roulette with a party. You could only queue for it solo. So if you were trying to go with friends, you all queued up at the same time and hoped that you would get in together. And that's what they had done, and they hadn't gotten their tank friend as their tank, they got me. So just as soon as they could, which I think back then was within the first 5 minutes, they vote kicked me. So I queued for in progress and got right back into the same exact instance with them. And then the second one of them vote kicked me again. I queued for the dungeon again. They vote kicked me a third time. And I queued for it again, and got right back in to the same instance with them. And basically, they gave me a hard time for about half the dungeon. And eventually they untwisted their panties. But it's something I'm always going to remember, because something like that shouldn't have been possible, right? Like, you shouldn't have had to deal with, that sort of situation just for getting into a dungeon and not being somebody's friend, or not being not knowing somebody. They're just gonna kick you. And while it doesn't regularly happen anymore, it's still a very real thing that does happen to people. Like, couples will enter dungeon roulette together, and if they decide they don't like you, they vote kick you for a playstyle difference or something, right? Like, and you might have done something completely innocuous that made them mad, like, oh, no, you do not use the right cooldown that I always use when I tank this dungeon at this pull, so I'm kicking him, I got a friend over on Excalibur. He goes with his girlfriend pretty much for all his roulettes, and they have kicked so many people out of their dungeon parties for the stupidest reasons. They're really quite intolerant of other players. It's ridiculous. And they don't even consider themselves hardcore. His girlfriend did some savage raiding for a little while, and he did savage raiding for 1 tier in Stormblood, but they don't normally do savage raiding at all. They don't really focus on best in slot or anything. They just have a really low tolerance for stupid people, quote unquote. Which, I mean, I have a low tolerance for stupid people too, but how is it that you can't have enough patience to put up with somebody who might they might not be stupid, they might just be ignorant, or they might just be drunk and having fun, right? How can you not just put up with that for like 10 minutes, or see if you can't change what's going on by, you know, communicating. Basically, the dialogue here, if you haven't been reading it because I've been yakking, she's explaining what happened with the Garleans and why she went to Toto-rak, and mentions the Ascian. Lord of the Levin, huh? Wants to turn them back, but doesn't know how. Ramu looks pretty cool. Okay, so he's sort of like Gridania in that regard. Just stay in the forest, and you don't bother me, I don't bother you. Was that a jibe? They're adorable, aren't they? Okay, so they're going back to the Waking Sands, and we're gonna go deliver the Sylph's thing to Adder's Nest, or to the Seed Seer, whatever. Getting short on time here. Oh, I completely forgot that the Sylph gave us... This is our third crystal? Our first crystal we found was blue. We found that at the Guardian Tree. Now after we found the red crystal,